All right, welcome to Building Your Dream Team. I am a DVR counselor. My name is Sam. I work out of the La Crosse office. I was asked to present on employment and in considering how to present information on employment and how do we help individuals do their best to get a competitive, integrated employment opportunity and to be successful and get their dream job. How do we do it? And we know that it takes a group. It does not take one person, and it doesn't just take a job seeker, and it doesn't just take a DVR counselor or a provider or a school. And so what we really wanted to do today was highlight how do you consider who to bring to your team, as well as talk about your journeys. And so we have professionals in the room. We're going to hear from them. So we're going to talk to Inclusa, care coach, an IRIS consultant, a school transition coordinator, an Aptiv or service provider, director, supervisor, employment specialist, and job coach, and a DVR counselor. Did I miss anybody? No? Okay. So we have a couple of things for you in front of you on the table. One of them is a jargon bingo card. I don't know if you guys have heard any acronyms this week or this conference. So we have here the opportunity for you to win a prize, to be honest. So we want to highlight how much jargon we do use on a daily basis in our world. And so the great news is there's a cheat sheet on the back. If anybody would like to play bingo, it is going the whole time. I'm going to give you a hint. Everybody's cards are the same. So, but I think everybody will hear things differently because we're also going to do some activities together. So that is your jargon bingo card. You also have a note card in front of you. On this note card, what we're asking you to do is on the blank side for you to take time right now, and you don't have to write it down, but I want you to draw a line and write dream job. And if you need a scribe, let us know, we'll help. Dream job with a line, and then on the back where you have the lines, we'd like you to write 1, 2, 3. And those are your takeaways to leave from today and consider what you can do with the information you got. So, any questions? All right. Anybody need a help? Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Hmm? I see that. I see that. Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Matt and I are going to crush it.
Okay, we're a small enough group. I want to find out who is here. If we could start at this table and just give a really quick, what's your name and why are you here? Who's your agency? Are you a self-advocate? What's your purpose? So we'll start right here.
Hi, I'm Matt Truesdell. I represent IRIS TMG, National Arena. I'm here because I wanted to have successful outcomes for my participants, and employment can definitely be a holistic approach to that. So I'm hopefully sharing my knowledge and some hope for some better employment outcomes.
Yeah, welcome. Can I turn it up a little bit? Do I need a little higher? Oh, yes. You're right. They won't catch it on the video. Okay, what's your name?
Matt Truesdell. I represent TMG Molina for the IRIS program, and I'm just I help people with long-term care outcomes, and hopefully one of them is related to employment.
All right. Yeah. Nice. All right. Share your name and if you're a self-advocate.
Savannah. I am Henry's wife. I am his support director. I direct him a lot.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep going.
My name is Dawn McCurrett. I am the parent and caregiver of a 28-year-old son. We have been working on and off with DVR for about 7 to 8 years. Still struggling to find that dream job. So here to learn what I can to help that process.
Awesome. All right, can we start here?
Sure.
All right,
If I don't drop it. Okay, so my name is Jordan. I'm from Auburndale, and I participated in the Marshfield Project Search a couple of years ago, and with the help, I got a full-time job working in my clinic, and that's the reason why I came here, because Project Search is such a wonderful program, and I'm just trying to gain more knowledge, and this was a great session for me to attend.
great, we're going to hear from you. Name?
Tanner,
You're from
Alaska,
high school,
high school,
and you're part of
on-ability,
On-Ability. Hold it closer.
on-ability.
Thank you, Tanner.
My name is Tamra, and I'm part of the On-Ability program with Alaska High School.
My name is Betty Olson. I am that supervisor, employment specialist, job coach, jack of all trades that Sam referred to, and you'll hear a little bit more from me later. I'm with Aptive.
I'm Sam. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I just appointed my friend Alex, who used to do it when he was in transitioning to college.
I am also Sam, so that makes 3 of us in the same room.
Yeah, I see that.
Pretty exciting stuff. I am with CLTS Waiver in Dunn County, so we are all here to just gain some better understanding of different programs and different things that we can take back to the kids and the different soon-to-be adults that we will be working with in the future.
Awesome.
I'm Laura. I work with Sam at Dunn County CLTS also.
I'm Emma, and I'm Dunn County CLTS representing.
Thank you. All right.
Hi, I'm Gallo, and I am a care coach with Inclusa.
Go this way.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go that way. We'll come back to you.
I'm Paul, working on a returning student.
Okay, awesome.
I'm Cheryl, and I'm here as a advocate and lots of other roles. Just a little bit of support broker, former Iris consultant, a CSW, grandma. Plenty of different opportunities to advocate.
I'm Paul. I am a outreach specialist with TMG, Iris Consulting Agency.
I'm Athena. I'm a little nervous because I'm kind of in flux here. I was an Iris consultant for the last 8 years and signed up for this conference then, and I'm still kind of in the same field but changed jobs recently.
I'm Henry. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm here with whatever.
Thank you. All right, last table. Oh, we missed a mom.
I'm Nancy Heltemus. I am Savannah's mom and Henry's mother-in-law. I was actually supposed to be in another session, but I don't know what happened to it. So I found them because that's where she was supposed to be. I'm the current board president for DRW
Amazing.
as well.
Thank you. I'm so glad that we did this. This is super helpful for me to hear where people are from.
Hi, I'm Keela Ryan, and I'm one of the vocational rehabilitation counselors with DVR.
Hi, my name is Julie Burish. I'm a parent. My daughter is 28, and she has been continuously employed since she was about 17, 18, and she's 28, so for 10, 11 years. One of the things that, I'm always looking at is she and all of her friends, every job they've ever lost has not had anything to do with their performance. It's had to do with a change of management. That is like, we don't do disability. And, they never outright fire them. They just don't schedule them. And that must be a way to, not get sued, I guess, or whatever. But I guess that's the thing that, as a parent, that I see is such an unmet need, is how do you train employers to employ people with disabilities and to seriously do training. And we have a couple employers that constantly do the free 90 days and they never hire anyone. And to me, there should be a document that is signed that says, if you're going to do this, it's a transaction, then we expect after 3 of those, we expect you to hire somebody. You know what I mean? And I think that's a big flaw in the system. Someone can work someplace for 7 years and then they get a new manager and they lose their job. And they didn't do anything wrong.
I've seen it. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. I think we'll have an opportunity for you to get some advice, feedback, discussion here. We're going to have ask the employment team member.
Hi, my name is Mary Haas, and I'm also a parent, but I'm also a founder of a very small nonprofit that does provide supported employment services through kind of a wraparound program. And I'm kind of here to hear, what people have to say about helping, working with employers, following the desires of the young people that are looking for the jobs, and helping them be sustained at those jobs. I think we're all on the same page with that, or we all wouldn't probably be in here. But my son did go through Project Search, so I did learn a lot of great things through that, and just trying to help other families and strengthen our program.
Thank you. I would like to invite our panel members up, if you would be willing to come take a seat. We're going to have an opportunity to hear from our experts. We talk about the Dream Team, and the Dream Team isn't just the job searching team. The Dream Team is also the team that is the ongoing support. And what does that ongoing support look like, and how do you advocate for that ongoing support, and how do we get all the team members to the table, which is a journey, right? We know that. Okay, so we're going to start. We'll go left to right. We'll start with DVR, with Keela here. So, number 1, tell us about yourself. Who are you?
Well, I'm Keela Ryan. As I said before, I'm a vocational rehabilitation counselor, or VRC. And I work with the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation, DVR. And they're part of the Department of Workforce Development, DWD. And what we do is we help individuals with finding that dream job. And sometimes with finding the dream job, that might include some job exploration services, some career counseling, some assessments, internships, which were mentioned. And it can also include education and training as well. So my job, my role is to help with that.
Next, Betty.
Okay, my name is Betty Olson. As I mentioned before, I work for a service provider called Aptiv. Aptiv, lower left corner, right? So as a service provider, we receive funding, we receive referrals through DVR to help people reach their employment goals. And I should also say, funding through MCOs, that's kind of how the service provider works. As I mentioned before, I am a supervisor, so I supervise a group of employment specialists in the Buffalo, Trempealeau, and La Crosse counties. I also work as an employment specialist myself, so actually supporting consumers to reach their employment goals.
Hi, thanks for coming to the last session and not bouncing out of here, so we appreciate you. My name's Matt. As I said before, I'm an Iris consultant out of La Crosse area. I work for TMG. I've been with them for about 13 years now, and it's a long-term care funded program for adults with disabilities and frail elderly. So one of the things we focus on is making sure we have meaningful outcomes, and one of those, I really pursue the use of employment because I feel it's a holistic approach to the betterment of individual lives. So that's what I do. I focus on outcomes and empowering people to live meaningful lives in their community.
Hi, I'm Gallo. Like I said before, I'm a care coach out of Inclusa, so that is a MCO or a managed care organization, and I work out of the La Crosse office. So my job isn't specific just to employment. I help manage care for my members, and that could include anything from employment and their personal goals, as well as medical appointments, things like that. But often the MCO or the case manager is involved in the process so that we can really help, like Matt was saying, have a really holistic and person-centered approach at creating goals that that person is really motivated to do.
Hi, I'm Joy Crenshaw. I am a transition coordinator. I originally went to Oshkosh, UW Oshkosh, got a human service degree, and then had 4 kids, stayed home with them, and then I decided to be in their school as a teacher's assistant in special education in the elementary school. Decided to go back and get my teaching license, and now I work at a high school and help high schoolers transition into adulthood. So Holman High School has 3 transition programs. One of them is Project Search. We have Project Live and Project Bridge, which work on life skills. Project Search is more employability skills.
All right, Joy, I'm going to have you keep that for a second. Sure. I want to know, why would you be involved in an employment team?
That's a great question. So I've only been in my position for 2 years, and when I was invited by Keela Ryan to join in on a IPE, which means what? Individual Plan for Employment. Okay. I really didn't know my purpose of being in there because I had just gotten to know the students. As I've been in my position for 2 years now, I've seen those same students in the classroom. I know what they can do in the classroom. And then part of my job also is to give them volunteer experiences within the high school, and then also find opportunities for them in the community to volunteer. And so we work pretty closely together, Keela and I can see what they can do in the high school setting. I can see what they've done for volunteer. And then I also know what jobs are out there because I keep an eye on the job board. So it's a great brainstorming that we do.
As a care coach, I'm usually invited to the meeting. Same question, right?
Same question.
Okay, sorry, I jumped the gun. So as a care coach, I'm usually invited to the meeting to help with making a smooth transition. So after DVR services have ended, as someone is exploring employment and they're ready to, they found a stable employment and they're ready to continue with that job, in my role would be to fund and authorize those services to make sure that the members' needs are met within the employment setting. That usually includes supportive employment long-term, funding that, transportation, things along those lines.
So my role is to really promote the self-direction component of IRIS and embrace that with DVR as well. We like to share information about benefits of working and how it adds to longevity in terms of life and friendships. Educate and share information about employment resources and partners with IRIS participants, and encourage people to create support networks so they have a team that helps them find success in employment. And I share solutions to overcome any potential barriers. One of the things I really feel strongly about is that self-direction is a spirit, a living entity that requires the host to be an active participant. So I really encourage that it's not about just the outcomes, about what's frustrating you and what's making you happy. So like our job is to deal with all these acronyms and all the outcomes, but really when we're sitting at the table, it's the casual conversations that we engage in that brings out what we're looking for, and that's the frustrations and the happiness. So when it comes to outcomes, it's more so what makes you happy, what frustrates you, and how do we support you in those things that make you happy and decrease the things that are frustrating you. So.
Okay, as an employment specialist, why would I be involved in the team? We hopefully are some of the action, helping those goals to be achieved. We're doing the job development. We're helping consumers put their resumes together, references, helping them with cover letters, and then really that job development piece, looking for employment opportunities, Job Center, Indeed, whatever it might be, going out to employers and knocking on doors, and really trying to listen to the consumers. Where do they want to work? Not just placing them somewhere, but placing them somewhere that they want to be. Helping with, interviews, interview practice, and then once hired, orientations and follow along to be able to retain the job.
And then as the DVR counselor, I help consumers figure out what those job goals are and the services or the path that they want to take to reach those job goals. So we do that by a lot of vocational guidance counseling. We create that individualized plan for employment, or IPE. And then once that's completed, the consumers choose their providers. They choose who they want to work with, and that's when DVR gets connected with these guys. We really are a partnership. I think a lot of times people think DVR is like the boss, and DVR is not the boss of anybody. It is a partnership. And we can't provide services without any of these individuals up here.
So a huge highlight of today's session is really how is that team created and who invited the individual member to the table. And these are just a few individuals, and people get to the team table differently and at different times. And so my next question truly is how did you get to the table? Who invited you? So should be a quick one. I swear we have activities to do. We won't just talk at you for another 45 minutes.
Yes. So DVR is invited by the DVR consumer. We're a voluntary program. So a consumer or guardian or consumer support member can apply to DVR. As long as that consumer or the guardian knows that they're applying, anyone can put in the application, and that's how you get started. Once that application is submitted, someone from DVR will reach back out to confirm it, talk about some information, talk about next steps, and then, you get started with that employment planning process with a counselor.
Do individuals have to use DVR?
No, it's a voluntary program.
And while working with the DVR counselor, a service provider is chosen. Most areas of the state, there's choice in that. And if Aptiv is the service provider picked, that's how I might be involved.
When discussing plans setup or service setup, and especially with outcomes, if there is an employment outcome brought to the table, then most likely we will pursue the use of DVR services, and I would then notify them that I would be on their ship moving forward.
So if I'm already working with a member, typically they're letting me know that they've submitted a DVR application and they're inviting me to those meetings so that I can support them. But there are some situations where members will want to start with DVR and not know how to get started, and maybe in that situation my role would be helping them or their guardian fill out the DVR application as well.
And I work pretty closely with DVR. Keela comes to our high school once a month, and we schedule meetings. I ask the student if they want me there. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they think, no, I can do this on my own. So I let them have the choice.
All right, last question. And this is truly the reason that I wanted to talk about this too, is the self-direction piece. How do individuals self-direct their journey, and how do individuals self-direct their team and make sure that they're the one in charge? If individuals remember their last year in high school, starting at 14 even, teachers like to talk about, it's your turn to lead your IEP, right? Like it's your turn to talk about how are you going to get services in the school. With employment, we need individuals to use their voice, and we want to encourage self-direction. We want it to be a part of the journey for them. We don't want it to happen to someone. It should never feel like I'm calling somebody and saying, what am I doing next? You should know, because you're part of that journey, and it's our job to help you understand what that journey is. So really, how do you support self-direction during this employment process, Joy?
Sure. So sometimes I hear from both the parents and the student has a totally different passion than the families do. And so I try to help the student do some Googling of, is that something that pays money? Is that something you can have a living, or is that just a passion? And so I just explore with the student. So.
Can you repeat the question again, just to make sure I answer it correctly?
Absolutely. How do you support self-direction in the employment process?
Yeah. So when I'm in team meetings and I'm having conversations with participants, I try to make sure that we're exploring what's in their interest level, but also, as you mentioned, also what's attainable, what's something that is going to be a successful environment. For example, I have a member who really wants to work in retail, but really needs an area where he can go and regulate his emotions. The store that he was looking at would have been great if they were able to accommodate that, but weren't. So really getting into the nitty gritty of what that person needs, what the things are that are going to really upset them or cause a barrier for them. And then the other part that is really important in my role is making sure that I'm educating on all of the resources. I think a lot of people assume that they have to go through DVR. A lot of people assume that DVR, or like you said, Inclusa even is the boss and makes those decisions for the participant. So just making sure that we're exploring all of the kind of continuum of supports that we have in place for employment. And that can include other things like enclaves, one-on-one supportive employment, customized supportive employment, and so on and so forth.
Well, as an Irish consultant, I see. I just want to make there's transparency at the table, right? The whole model of this conference was a seat at the table. So should you only be at the table, we should be at the head of the table. You should be making sure that all the people that are, you'll see how this fits in later, the pieces of the puzzle are there together, working together in unison so that there's no slips in the cracks. So when all voices are focusing on successful employment, and so I'm there to help support informed decisions and teach them to fish, right? If they know how to fish or self-direct, then I don't have to do it for them.
Okay. supporting self-direction. Some of these things have already been said, but just really, as an employment specialist, really exploring interests and looking at strengths, looking at experience, looking at likes and dislikes and passions. Sometimes there are things, maybe transportation or, something that kind of is out of control a little bit, but certainly looking at all the things that that the consumer can decide. And then I think as we're doing job development, and I say we as far as my team too, just to really look to the consumer, where do they want support? Do they need help with interviewing, or can they do that on their own? And letting them make those decisions. And then, I think it's okay to say this, sometimes job development can be really, really hard, but what I really don't want anyone doing is just being so excited about placing someone in a job. I want it to be the job that consumer really, really wants. And so if they say, no, I interviewed there and I don't want that job, as a job developer, we have to be okay with that. Yeah, I think that's it.
And then for DVR, we operate on what we like to call informed choice. There are lots of choices and decisions to be made throughout someone's DVR journey, including who they want to work with, providers, their job goals, the services they want on their plan, how they want to meet, in person, virtual, phone. There are tons of choices and decisions to make, and I can't make any decisions for them. Their teachers can't, their caseworkers can't, employment specialists can't, guardians can help them, but ultimately it is up to the consumer and or their guardian to make those decisions, and what I can do is just provide as much information as I can to help them feel confident moving forward with making a decision.
All right, thank you. If you would be willing, panel, to join your tables and find your envelope, we're going to get started. There is an activity, and this activity can be done by everybody at the table. You guys could assign one person if you wanted to do it. It is a puzzle. And so in this puzzle, truly, we have some clear names on it, but we also have some blank spaces. So this is an opportunity for you to talk about who is part of the puzzle of supported employment or employment seeking or employment keeping for you. Oh, you guys are going to join the next table. Thank you.
Their bingo card is the definitions of the acronyms, if they're wondering.
Just a reminder, on the back of your jargon card are the definitions. So if you're finding any on there that you're questioning or you're not sure, I think it's a fantastic resource. I'm actually going to keep it. Joy made our card. I think it's wonderful. So you guys can put together the puzzle, see if it'll fit.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I can turn this off. You probably don't need to hear me say that. Yeah. Or a couple. Yeah. There. All right. We love working with Children's Waiver.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, we get referrals from you guys in La Crosse County all the time. And CCS Children's and.
CPS, yes, I used to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Can you read this one? I just want to make sure that I got it correct.
Assistive Technology Specialist.
Okay, that's
Think that's helpful?
I usually am pretty good with abbreviations, so is it on the thing here?
I don't know that that one is on there. After your puzzle is put together, it won't stay together very well. These are homemade puzzles, just to let you know. We have 3 blank squares. Please consider and talk about who else might be on that team or a suggestion you could have so we know who individuals could consider adding. We have a bingo winner. A few. All right, great. So I'm going to interrupt the conversation right now. 2 minutes. 2 minutes left to wrap up your conversation. All right. I'm going to have everybody take a pause if you can. Couple of things. Number 1, everybody has that blue card, and there's a reason we had it. You had a discussion today, and on this card, we're asking for you to write 1 to 3 things that you can take from today and take home either as an action item, a philosophy change, an idea, just a thought, and something for you to be able to follow up on, either, like I said, with an action or a contemplation. So please take out your blue card, write down 1 to 3 things. All right, I am going to ask for one person from each table to share one thing that they would like to. It can be about anything employment, could be your takeaway, it could be your dream job. So any volunteers from table 1? All right, right here, we got Sam. What's your share?
Is my takeaway. My takeaway is to help support my friend with the DVR and stuff.
You are going to be a part of a support team, is what I'm hearing. It takes a group, doesn't it? All right, table number 2. Who's willing to share one thing, anything? All right.
Don't wait for DVR. If I want to get out on the pavement with Kyle or have his dad take him out to somewhere he goes to, just start knocking on doors and seeing what we can come up with.
Absolutely. It's all about relationships. It's relationships. I'm a DVR counselor. I didn't use DVR to help somebody with a supported employment placement twice in my life.
I'm reminded of how many acronyms there is in the supported employment world, and that we need these resources. Everyone should have them.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we have bingo prizes for everyone. So anybody actually get more than one bingo? More than one bingo? All right. Okay. So we've got CIE. Oh, I don't know if we said MCO. We said family care, didn't we? MCO. Oh, yep, we did get MCO out there. Yep. All right, so everybody gets a bingo prize. We have a table up here. We have DVR brochures.
We have TMG brochures, Aptive brochures, and program information. Just a reminder, just like a parent said here, you do not have to use DVR. If you would like to use DVR on your journey, there's information on how to make a referral in this packet. Please feel free to take it. We're going to be around here for a few more minutes if you want to ask any questions. We're happy to talk about that.